Broadcast Network, the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. Just want to get you guys caught up to speed on things that have been going on throughout the network. We had a couple of inquiries. People thought that we had stopped posting shows. We actually do shows daily on our Spreaker account that can be reached out through our YouTube, not the YouTube channel, but the Open Mic Broadcast Network website, obnradio.com. And with that set being going on, everything should be, as they say, back in flow into the groove of things to get you caught up to speed of what exactly is and not going on throughout the Open Mic Broadcast Network. But we've been having our regular sessions with Ben, Jack, and Mike with Yeah, I Said It, the after further review with Coach Northern, also the locker room with Coach Van Pettaway. We've been doing our weekly Bible studies as well as our Sunday morning sermons that normally we get caught up to speed, but with everything that's been going on, we're a little behind on the video side, but we will be getting things caught up to speed. Matter of fact, we've had the Prairie View, Texas Southern basketball game coverage through the network that's available. All of this through the Spreaker app by going through the obnradio.com website. You can click on the Mike Prince Show, and it'll give you everything up to speed that you've been missing out on. But we do appreciate the inquiries and concerns and this, that, and the other. But all is well. This is more of a raw, voice only presentation that we're doing right now. As we mentioned, we just want to get this out there for those who were a little concerned. All is well in the camp. I do appreciate all of that. But I do want to talk about this particular topic. We know that we're in the NIL era, and all of that is fine. But when it comes to an even playing field for the world of FCS and HBCU, we got to keep it 100. And the best realistic thing that we will have on our level for the NIL is really going to be a cost of living stipend that we could forward to our student athletes. Now, it's not going to be anywhere in the major markets of what these other reported, NIL deals are of that nature, and we know that's an exception to the rule. If you really look at it, and I was surprised at the numbers, but the average NIL level on the FCS level, i.e., HBCU factors, is normally anywhere between $500 and maybe a $3,000 maximum type deal. And the way it's structured, from what I've gathered in research, that you get a portion of that money down, and once you fulfill certain obligations, you'll get your installments cleared out. So on average, you might have a $500 NIL deal, and it's designed for the smaller companies, local companies, to get involved with promoting their brand and then trying to help out some local student athletes. So the reality of it all is we're going to have more of a greater, impact on the blows that we throw in this new world order of athletics through a cost of living stipend. And that can range anywhere between $1,000 and $3,000 a year, or not a year, but let's say per semester on our level, the FCS slash HBCU world of athletics. So those are things that I think we really need to be focusing in on, whether than trying to compete on the NIL deal. We do have a scheduled interview with Athletic Director Anton Goff. We're going to be discussing some of these things to see exactly where Prairie View in particular is lined up. We've heard about the commitment from Grambling State, $300,000 per year for the next 10 years, which of course gives you that 10 million, I mean, not 10 million, but $3 million commitment. And that sounds great. And if they can see it through, that'd be even better. but it's hard to see where you're going to get the additional 300,000 from unless you got some type of corporate deal already set up. Because if the truth be told, not just Grambling, but SWAC schools in particular, you're already tapped out with your season ticket holders, because your season ticket holders will more than likely be the ones that would even help you remotely with NIL deals. And another thing about the cost of living stipend, that is school based. That is school based, and that's how they set up the fundings through whatever aid package that they have available to them, that they disperse that money back. And that could be a big difference, especially for kids that are interested in coming to an HBCU format. But anyway, back to what I was stating on, when you got these commitments going back and forth, I'll be quite honest with you. We might be able to get a quarterback at a 5,000, 15,000 maximum type deal on our level, but that would be pushing it to the extreme. And I know we hearing all these numbers, but let's be realistic. We don't have the money nor the consistent support of fulfilling those type of NIL commitments. So we need to circle the wagons and go through this at the approach of, what am I trying to say here? The cost of living, and keeping it real within ourselves. And bottom line is this: it's time for not just HBCUs but FCS as a whole to look together and try to create a new footprint, if you would, and you can borrow some of the mechanics of the NAIA makeup on how they have certain things structured. I believe there's enough interest in between the HBCU goals, the other networks that are getting involved in audio streaming, CW, even Paramount, which is a CBS extension. There are more than one way to get this thing than relying solely on the ESPN Plus factor. And matter of fact, I was listening to a Big 12 podcast the other day, and they are complaining that they don't have enough games on, and I quote, on the real ESPN, because they're not satisfied with being on ESPN Plus. They feel like that is secondary, that's below or beneath where they are. And I feel you, Power Four group. How do you think I feel as a SWAC dedicated, devoted content creator for a number of years now? And for me, from my vantage point, ESPN is kind of picking and choosing and throwing bones at us and and hoping, or not even hoping, saying we need to be satisfied with that and moving on. But now with HBCU Go in the factor, CW in the factor, and other entities in the factor, I think we can do a standing on your own totally. Still keep the element. You might not be able to call it the Celebration Bowl, but keep some type of Black Championship Bowl going on. There are some new announcements about the basketball sector being able to create an HBCU champion sometime in March, I believe, starting this year. So there are a lot of potential contents and ways to get things going, and we just got to make sure that we're staying on top of what we need to stay on top of. And by creating this environment, you do take more control of your branding. You do take more control of your storytelling. And all of this sounds great, but it's not going to be totally in effect until we, HBCU fans, whether you're in Prairie View, Mississippi Valley, Bethune Cookman, wherever you're landing, we've got to come and support and show up to our games. We've got to be able to push that story, to push that energy for our settings, for our games, because it's not a good look whenever these TV corporations do show up and the stadiums and the court sides are empty. It's not going to serve anyone anything when we keep that approach. So we've got to be able to mount up, if you would, and do our thing. This is the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince, with the Open Mic Broadcast Network, on live right now with a little test run on YouTube Live. I need you guys to subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification, and that way you'll always be brought up when we break out something like this. But the initial start for this particular run on today was just to let you know, yes, we're still doing daily content on the podcast side of things. We are planning to get up to speed with the videos that we've been providing for the Bible studies, the sermons, and our daily content. Just been bogged down right now with the beginning of the new year. Everything started out explosively. We've been doing basketball coverage for Prairie View A&M University, Rose Hill Christian Eagles, boys and girls programs, and we still got a lot more things coming on. And in particular, going to incorporate a little bit more of the YouTube Live vibe to it. So we're, as they say, we're hooking and booking, trying to get things exactly where they need to be and how we want to get things done. I want to remind you guys that you can visit our website at obnradio.com. Go and check out everything that we got. You might even want to be a contributor, support to help the cause financially. We got donation buttons that you can check out and click on, and whatever amount you have to send, it is good by me. And you won't have no complaints. We're thanking you from the greatest to the least amount. Every little bit makes a difference. Right now, I'm going to shut it down. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. Thank you guys again for joining in. Don't forget, subscribe to the YouTube channel at Open Mic Broadcast Network. Click on that notification bell, and that way you won't miss out on anything that we have on the table. Don't forget, we love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it, so don't you dare try. So until the next time, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.